I was gonna just play some music while we waited for people to show up, and I just went to my Spotify and hit shuffle. I have no idea what this is.
That sounds very fun.
Thank you for dropping in, Katie. Oh, can you hear me?
Make sure you guys hit that bubble on the bottom right, guys. Retweet the room, especially to your communities. If you're part of an international community, send out a retweet and call them all to come and join. That'd be great.
Nice to see you all here.
What is this? This guy's name is Gandalf. That's fitting. I just called Ben Body.
GM, everybody.
Good morning.
GM.
Yeah.
GM, everyone.
Hello, hello. So, we would love to hear what you guys have been up to. If you want to give a little report, I've been out of the loop for a couple of weeks and missed all kinds of very fun stuff.
Yeah, I guess life does get in sometimes, where you just have to balance different things. But I think we've all been, trying to at least do the same thing, in which way we can like proliferate that whole governance process, combined with the treasury and, and an amazing community, into different countries and geographical like locations.
Yes.
Hence the name.
Yes. Well, I've created a website and I got a few things in there, but wasn't able to keep up for the last couple of weeks. But I've opened that up to allow everyone in the international community to add their events and blog posts, and we'll be getting all that set up next week. And I've created a Discord which does automatic translation. And so there's a link to that down in the thread, which I'll get pinned in a second here. But basically, you just go in and choose your language, and it automatically translates from one language into the next. So there's a general, and everybody gets everyone else's communications in there. And so we'll be doing support for the website in there, and also helping any community who wants to get set up for their own Noun Square soapboxes that can be in any language and at whatever time of day works for that community. So that's really exciting.
The Discord is also a big help. We've got a translation bot going in the Discord that Zarg's set up, which is frankly fascinating. Where you type in, there's a bunch of different categories in the InternaioNOUNS Discord, and they're all languages. We've got English, Espanol, Francais, just all the way down the list. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 languages in here at the moment. And if you type in general in one, like in English, you say hello, and I'll do so right now. Then in the French general, it says salut. And then in Spanish general, it says hola. It automatically translates. So you can have people typing in their own general channel in different languages, and it fluidly translates between them. So it's a really useful tool for setting things up with international communities, which is exactly what it's for, and causing seamless communication. I'm really impressed by it.
Thank you. It's very tedious to set up, but it's.
I noticed. I joined this Discord, and I wake up at like 5 a.m. and look over at my computer, and just see Zarks like fiddling with the minutia in this Discord, and I'm like, I'm not touching that. So,
So yeah, so one of the goals that I have for the website is to allow everyone, even in the English-speaking communities, to add their events there, because we're already starting to trip over each other for when we schedule the, our spaces and things like that. So I think that's going to be really exciting. And when we have it in there with all the on-the-ground stuff, it's amazing to see that map of everything that's going on in the world. Just fabulous. Of course, last weekend was a huge weekend, and lots of wonderful things happened. Let's see. So
yeah, I love that. Just to like chime in on that. I think having that cross pollination between them different languages is very important, and I think that tool just facilitates that whole chain, whether into different languages, and yeah, that's pretty cool, amazing. I love it.
Thank you. Hopefully we'll be able to get more people on board to add there, or at least have it all in the Discord so I can get it in myself. So we'll see how that goes. So, Akva, what's been going on in your world lately?
Yeah, I'm still here in Rio. I mean, for a week. I came for 3 days and I'm still here. So it's been super fun. We've been meeting a lot of people who are joining nouns. I mean, recently Vlad became a skateboarder for 9 hours, and we're going to onboard another skateboarder to become part of the NARS crew. So proliferation, it's going super well here, and I'm moving to São Paulo this Sunday. Also going to proliferate there. So it's been pretty wild and pretty fun.
Nice. How about you, Brockus? What's going on?
And JP is here with us with the Nouns in Real profile. You can invite him. He can also share his experience. He's doing a great job so far here in Rio.
I sent an invite. Did you get it, JP? Let's see. See if I can just add him directly. There we go. Oops.
We're going to have soon the video of the treasure hunt, scavenger hunt JP hosted 2 weeks ago. I mean, the teaser is already awesome, but I can't wait for the whole video. It's going to be crazy. And same thing for the notification of the skate park, right? We had Bob Burnquist with us and a lot of people from the skate community from Rio. So yeah, I think this video is also going to be really awesome. We even crashed a drone while we were filming, so it was pretty crazy, and it was really awesome. I mean, the NARS community supported us, and also Nouns Prep House. So we're really happy to rely on the whole community supporting us, which is really really cool.
Nice. I have sent JP an invite.
Sub JP, how are you? He's here now.
Hey
Oh,
guys,
good.
sorry I cannot talk too much right now, but I'm listening. Sorry.
Oh, no problem. Glad you could drop by. Thank you. And if anybody else wants to request to speak, I am happy to turn you on there.
Yeah, let's bring Ben. Ben, I'm about to bring another skateboarder to NARS, and we're going to do. I mean, this is in our plans, but we intend to do like a huge skate festival here in Rio from the 15th of November square, which is like the main skateboarding square in Rio and one of the most important places. I mean, if you think about the skate culture here in Brazil, and they want to do a festival, they host everywhere, but with nouns, right? So 15 November by nouns or something like this. It's going to
Ben,
be
wasn't
huge, and we're really excited.
Ben, wasn't this the 2 hours you had earmarked to sleep today? What are you doing here?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's 2 a.m. for you, isn't it?
yeah. This is my wind down session. I was like, I got to check out what's going on. I'm obviously not asleep yet, and I decided I'll just check in and listen, see what's going on. So here I am. But yeah, I'm excited about all this international stuff. The Rio guys have been going crazy, like Akfa just said. Proliferating from Nounsdale outward and a number of extensions. And there's a super exciting DAO to DAO proposal through NAS at the moment that if it gets executed through snapshot voting at NAS, then it'll submit a proposal to Nouns DAO, and that's to work on the skate lane in Brazil. So that's super exciting, just at a tech level for me, as well as just enabling this Brazilian community that are running so hard with this.
Yeah, play the fucking horn. But yeah,
I mean,
this
somebody has to
proposal,
do it.
this proposal, it's going to be fucking awesome. It's my friend Giriba. He presented to me, and he asked for my help. I mean, he was new to nouns, and I say, dude, your idea is just awesome, but let me help you, to write the way the DAO is used to. And then we spent many, many hours, writing and rewriting the proposal. And I really think the proposal it's awesome because basically the idea is to give workshops to kids. I mean, not kids, but teenagers from like 15 years old, 17 years old, and to teach them about crypto, NFTs, and nouns. So basically, we're going to create a little DAO with them. I mean, in real life. So they're going to have NFTs. They're really going to have NFTs. It's going to be Leo nouns and on Polygon. So we will really make a DAO with them. Using Snapshot. I mean, the same thing we're used to, but on Polygon because of the gas fees, and they're really going to run a DAO during the workshop. And I mean, they're kids, so this is going to be really awesome. And this is an initiative that can be replicated across the globe, right? Because we're going to create a CC0 documentation, and everyone can replicate exactly the same thing across the world. So I'm really excited with this proposal. And I mean, having Bob Burnquist with us is something which is fucking awesome.
It is very exciting. And I love the work that NARS is doing to forward.
Yeah,
boy! Yay! Very cool.
You told me to open this. This is on you.
It works. All right. Let's see. Do we have any requests?
And Ekfas, how are you, bro? Are you there? Tell us more about Mucho Love, please.
Hey Agua. Hi Sargs. Hey Ben.
Hey! Glad you could make it. Thank you.
Hey, Nekvas.
Welcome.
Hey. How are you all doing?
Excellent.
I'm glad. I've been busy lately.
Yes,
uh,
we all have.
yeah.
Yeah,
I think learning to manage your time and the amount of time you dedicate to nouns, it's really important in life. It's really, really important.
yeah.
But yeah, Mucho Love's extension, 4 months extension, is right now on chain. And yeah, what can I say? I'm really happy. I'm really excited. And it's just something that now has become this big, huge thing in my life. And well, in the team, our team's life. It's something that we want to keep doing. We really want to make a difference here in the DR, and at the same time create this model, something that Agva said, which is the same thing that Muchalov is doing. It's a CCO documentation about how we did everything, the step-by-step process of how everything works. So anyone in any community can replicate this and do this in a certain way. It can be a small charitable effort. It can be a little bit bigger charitable effort, and then a huge event that we plan on doing in the future. I think it's something really important. And at the same time, look, we're helping our society, we're helping children, and most importantly, we're doing everything with love, with giving hope, and of course, representing nouns, the noggles, and just proliferating.
It's wonderful. I'm looking at the prop right now. It's prop 137. It's open for vote. So
Yeah.
if you want to drop in on the Noun Square at 9 o'clock and talk about it a little bit, because we'll be voting our noun at 142 allocated.
One thing I remember is that I made like my small prop, which was like 100 booties to homeless people. And then, boom, 1 or 2 weeks later, NECFA started with his huge project. And I was like, yes! I mean, I'm just doing some small thing and someone's doing something huge. And I'm really proud to see, Nouners and I mean, the Nouns community doing great things for the world, right? Not just for our banks. This is awesome.
It really is, and what White Eye Carl did with the beach cleanup that went totally wild. It was just it's wonderful to see this sort of thing happening. So in hospitals around the world, and it's just amazing.
Yeah, and I even think that JP is going to do a cleanup here in Rio, right, JP, with WC and the other guys from Brazil. I mean, I'm not from Rio, so cannot participate, but I think they're going to do something similar here in Brazil, right, JP? I don't know if you're listening.
I think he said he could be in and out, but he couldn't really be here.
Yeah, yeah.
If you can find a community member who might be able to do updates on the website, that would be amazing. If it's not something that you can do yourself, maybe we can find somebody who just wants to volunteer a little, so they can
Yeah,
hop in.
tell me more about, please. So the internationals website, right?
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
website. It's a WordPress website, and anyone can create an account as a contributor. And so you can go in there already and add events and blog posts. And I will
Okay.
be updating, making it so that you can author. You don't have to wait for somebody to approve your post and things like that. But once you're in there, I can change the images, and then it will automatically go into the map, and you can also post your Twitter Spaces and what languages they're going to be in, and that way people can find what's going on in their language. So right now it's pretty empty, but hopefully by next week this thing is going to be jamming.
Okay, okay. Yeah, you can count on me. I'll help you and find someone who can help you.
Yeah. Well, it's not just me. Hopefully it'll be all nounish things. That's my dream, my big dream. So we shall see. And I think we share that dream to that happen.
Yeah, definitely. We still need a Nouns festival. I'm pretty sure someone is going to do this. I mean, something like New York City, parties, but for Nouns. This is going to be fucking dope, and I can't wait for someone to
Let's do
propose
another
this.
one in New York so I don't have to travel.
Right. Well, I think those are generally wrapped around conventions. So in any country, if there's a convention, we can start chatting about it in the Discord, and then individuals can set up their booths or their events. Like let's all have dinner at such and such a place, and we can get that all into the website. I think it'll be harder to get traction in the Discord, but if there's a website where people can just pop in and see what's going on at the various locations, it'll be really amazing.
I love it. I just love all of it. And I think a really important aspect of this is just every time I see something from any part of the world, any like underground effort, it just feels like Nouns is really taking over the world. It's just like it truly feels like world domination is coming, and Nouns is at the forefront of that, right? I just love it. I truly just love it.
We need to find another term besides domination, I think.
No, I think domination, it's fine. We're going to dominate the world. That's it.
Okay, fine.
I think it's
Noun supports world domination.
Well, if we're
I think
no way
the
this
dominating,
will
word should be
backfire.
domination.
We're going to buy an island and make a noun citadel, just like the
Okay.
pig winners.
An island the shape of the whole globe. That would be nice.
Neat. Nouns
A
retreat.
giant island the shape of noddles.
Yeah.
In the canal somewhere.
This is something we're planning here. We're going to do like in the square I told you about here in Rio. We're going to do obstacles with noggles. So people are really going to slide in noggles. I mean, this is really going to happen. Not now, but in the end of the year, we're going to do crazy, crazy things with the skateboarding community here with nouns. I mean, everyone is super hyped because they all realize the power of nouns and the community. I mean, you're not just part of a community waiting for the founders to do something. You're part of it. If you want to move nouns forward, you need to act, you need to do something, and you can be involved. So, I mean, I met a lot of friends here, and some of them are whales. So, there's even a guy, he's not here, but the Gen father, and he wants to buy a noun, and he already has 69.420 ETH to buy a noun. So, wait for the next weeks. Yeah, we're going to have a new Brazilian nouner, you can be sure.
Exciting.
It's really cool that you mentioned that about the like the skate features that are like noggles and nounish skate features and stuff. I'm actually working on a thing called NountainDAO, which is primarily Japan based to begin with at a Risutsu resort, and it's basically a like an Alpine Perks club, and it'll be complementary to NAS, and I'm going to work out a way to tie it in so that both communities can cross-pollinate, and just because there's a bit of crossover in interests, obviously. But yeah, one of the things we'll be doing on the mountain is nounifying the ski lifts. That's cool. Like, we're going to make the ski lifts look like the Nouns ski lift. But also going to build features. We're going to build an off-piste feature park made with nounish structures. And not only that, we're potentially building architectural structures as well that could be, basically when you look up the mountain, there'll be noggles placed on the mountain looking down, like big ones that you can get inside. They're like, whether they're warming huts or, something else that you can do inside them. There'll be basically rooms on the mountain with big windows in them. So there's lots of cool stuff happening there. It's pretty early to be talking about much of it, but it's all in the planning, and we'll have the Discord opened up in the next few weeks, and we'll roll out the Nouns fork with the new artwork and everything. So that's really cool because that's another global initiative that's going to be starting Japan-based, but it's started by a couple of Aussies. So it's pretty crazy how all that stuff comes together.
It is going to be the first nounish theme park, kind of, sort of. Huh?
Yeah, very interestingly, there is a theme park there as well. And the whole mountain is run and owned by the same people, from the airport transport all the way through accommodation, theme park, golf courses, the whole mountain itself, the ski lifts and passes. Ties into the Epic Pass, which is a global pass for ski resorts. So yeah, there's a lot of crazy cool stuff about to happen with that one.
Neat.
Ben, I think you need one more project to concentrate on. I'm just not impressed yet. One more, please.
I know, it's crazy, isn't it? When you were
Okay, let me shield one. We're planning here. Let me shield one. So basically, I'm here with Vlad. So Vlad is the responsible for NFT Rio, which was the biggest NFT event so far in Brazil, and we're going to escalate this to NFT Brazil. So imagine NFT New York, but in Brazil, because we have very few holders of blue chips. So everyone is coming to the same fucking event, and we are planning to do NFT Brazil by Nouns. So if you want something big, this is something big we're going to do. And
Excellent.
that's all I can say.
That's wonderful. Do you have an ETA for that? Did you mention it?
An ETA, sorry?
Oh, do you know when that is yet?
Wait,
I'm having
I'm going to put Vlad on the call. Come on, Vlad, come here. Let's talk about the project from NFT Brazil. Which one? NFT versão Brasil
Which
pelo
one?
Nouns. Ah, okay, yeah. Yeah, we're basically thinking like after NFT Rio, so many like people came and like wants to do like in multiple place of Brazil. And NFT Rio was on the way to become from an event to a DAO, so we put it all together and we're thinking about this idea of like generating NFT Brazil, making NFT Rio one of the events of this DAO. And as like one of the things that like most made sense during NFT Rio was the connection with the Nouns community here. We were thinking about like doing everything together through the Nouns community and Nouns tools and like the noun everything in the Nouns motto and community basically aligns with the energy that we put in the event and we want to put in this featured DAO. So I think Nouns also has the best onboarding and friendly environment and all the things that something as big as NFT Brazil could need for something like that.
absolutely.
So yeah. I was like cleaning my home. I was catching by surprise, but thanks, Akiva, for the space. My pleasure.
Very glad you could talk. And the poster campaign was so much fun. So many people were surprised by that to find themselves tagged. That was just the funnest. And I hope that's something that we'll see other groups replicating.
Yeah, putting together some Nouns News stuff on that was a lot of fun too.
Yeah.
It was really funny that when they first started popping up, I wasn't aware of what was going on, and there was a few of us that were like, "Yo, did you just get tagged in this as well? Like, what is this? Like, who's this person and what are they doing?" I mean, there's a noun picture in it though, so and you know, we dug a bit deeper to find out what was going on. By the end of that day, realized what was going on with the treasure hunt, and yeah, so I mean, that had absolutely had some solid impact because the fact that I didn't know about it prior, and then it started proliferating its way across Twitter. It was yeah, it was fascinating how quickly it was starting to gain attention.
And I think it was really special in terms of in real life events because, we've done the takeovers where we have a few posters all over the place or a few stickers, but there were so many unique elements that for people who were just stepping in and just learning about nouns, there was the vastness of it, I think, was represented in a very new way. It's not just, one website or one little thing. It's a huge international thing, lots going on. So I just thought that was an extremely special thing. Love
Yeah,
it.
for sure. I'm going to have to love you all and leave you. I'm definitely sleep deprived.
Please go to
I'm going to
sleep.
sleep for once.
I know this is a pot meets kettle situation, but please go to sleep.
Don't tell anyone I sleep, all right? I might not be able to take on another project.
Your secret is safe.
All right, see you guys. Take care.
All right, thank you for showing, Ben. And we're gonna have a po-op, but it's gonna be late, so I will hook up with everybody after the show to get those out to you. Cool. Does anybody else have anything they'd like to share?
Not to share, because before I forget, erinnere mich daran, einen deutschen Kanal auf dem Server zu erstellen. Mir ist gerade aufgefallen, dass es keinen gibt.
Okay, cool.
I just realized there isn't a German channel in the InternaioNOUNS, and I asked him to remind me to fix that.
Oh, I will fix. We need German and Czech, and we need some African languages. And I've reached out about.
We need to invite David. David is the guy from Africa doing great things in Uganda.
I sent him
He's
a
not
message, but didn't.
Yeah, I can help with Swahili.
Well, I just need to know which. I know I need to add that one, but there are probably several languages.
The primary language is English. The secondary is Swahili. I grew up not far away.
Yeah.
I spent a lot of my childhood in Kinshasa in RDC. That's where I learned French. That's why when I speak French, it's with an African accent.
Right.
So I'm familiar with all the languages in that area. I can help.
We don't need help. We've got the translator in the Discord once I get it set up.
No, I mean I can.
Just kidding. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So the website also has 2 translation engines on it. So you'll see a bunch at the top, but there's also a drop down that says English, and that's got about 40 more languages in it. For that, the Discord can do the translations. If you click a flag emoji, it'll translate into the language of that country, and so that can be used until we get more languages set up. But that's all
so cool.
translating, and we'll work on. I've started a Nounish vocabulary page that I need to set up, but I want to get all kinds of onboarding information here, translating into multiple languages for everybody too. So it's going to be awesome.
And I would love to hear from BK. BK, are you there, man? Share with us what you're doing in Germany and in the other German-speaking countries, please.
Yeah, pretty much. It's essentially just, streamlining that onboarding process and, facilitating like-minded, mutual speaking individuals, and yeah, so as far in Germany it goes, it's the same thing, it's just building that curriculum on really how to graduate people from, with like a simple idea, such as Nekfas. He's, I think, the perfect example, going through both prop house rounds and then, eventually going on chain. And I think, and that's what we're trying to be doing here in the German speaking countries, like locally, where hopefully, with Aptoshi as well, going to the developer conference in Berlin, slowly but surely proliferate that essence of the goggles essentially. That's as far as Nouns Dach goes. And,
BK, I have a question for you. Which one is your favorite Nouns co-founder, Nounder?
I think Seneca because, well, to be honest, love them all. But I think what Seneca is doing with the prop house and building that whole infrastructure open source eventually is just amazing and very empowering, for every kind of like community and every kind of purpose. I mean, you see with the city cleanups and those local activations happening, whether that's in Uganda or in America somewhere.
Oh, that makes sense. But for some reason, I thought you were going to say 9999.
yeah, that's pun intended for sure. But yeah.
Awesome.
I'm sorry, I'll remute.
So I'm curious, do you have interest in setting up a DAO for your area? Does that seem like a thing to do? Or does that seem like too much? Is it good putting into prop houses and things like that for your needs?
Was that who was that question related to? Sorry.
For anyone, just in general.
Can you repeat that question? To like essentially set up a local DAO with community members, is that correct?
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's essentially very important because that also drives kind of like self-sustainability in some sense, and it's just like further fueling that whole compound governance structure of moving funds from A to B. And yeah, basic function of a DAO pretty much, and community sentiment.
Right on. Okay, sorry about that. I got rugged for a minute there. Yeah, so I was curious. I've been looking into kind of the idea of setting up snapshots and local. I'm sure you guys have thought about this too, but local NFT collections for your areas. And I was just curious if that's kind of a general thing people would like to do.
Hey, Zags. Hey, everyone. Oh my God, I'm so happy to be in this space.
I'm glad you can make it.
Hey!
Oh my God. Oh my goodness. Is Akva is here. Akva, how you doing, man? How's Brazil?
Hey man, good to have you here. Yeah, things are being pretty wild in the last days, but yeah, it's been really awesome. We're talking about you, man. Glad you're here.
Oh, I'm so glad to be here. I came on the space. I came on the space, and then I got a call. I had to get off the space. It was from my boss. I had to part timing nouns is really, really a hard task. I've been feeling sad the past few days. I've been, ever since the 9 o'clock moved, I've been feeling sad. Like it shows up at 2 p.m. and I'm in a meeting. I was like, oh, I want to jump on the 9 o'clock. I want to do FOMO, but I can't do it. It's been crazy. I mean, how is everyone? Oh, international nouns. I saw this on the Soapbox. I mean, the Soapbox has been amazing. Thank you to the Noun Square team for doing this. I mean, having us on so that we can talk about, projects, especially from people with, from other time zones. It's really nice to be able to do this. I can always jump in anytime, and it's really amazing. All I have to say is like this was a great idea, and the TNS team has been amazing, hosting all these different communities. The other day we were on the chat DAO. I just love it. The Soapbox is amazing. Thank you so much.
Of course. So maybe we can figure out some way to play fake FOMO.
Earlier today we got rugged.
Yeah.
Oh shit, we got rugged again? Did we get to know who rugged us?
But we did get rugged on a really nice noun, so it wasn't as bad as it could have been. We got the Illuminati shark, so it could have been worse.
Let me load
the
up
past like 4 days. I think
it's 3 in a row now.
Yeah.
I mean, we're out of nouns winter, so definitely, a lot of people who have been wanting to bid on the nouns are coming in, and it's really I have to say, although it hurts on my side, it's getting into the night, and it's amazing to see us getting out of noun winter.
Yeah, what time is it? They're like 7:30-ish.
Yeah, right now it's 7:41, and that's why I'm happy to be here, man. This is crazy. Robert Fishko has been to so actually, how many countries have you been to, Robert Fishko? In Africa?
Have I actually been to, or have I been in airports in? Because those are 2 very different numbers. But, I mean, just getting to Kinshasa. I mean, how it. I was going from Honolulu to Kinshasa, so I would have to fly. I went from Honolulu to New York, and then from New York to Brussels, from Brussels to Cairo, from Cairo to Joburg for some reason, and then from Joburg to Brazzaville, and then I had to take a boat to get to Kinshasa across the Congo, and then on my way back, it was mostly the same. I would go across the river to Brazzaville, fly down to Joburg, fly back up to Cairo to Brussels, and then I'd go the other way and I'd fly to Japan, and then from Japan I'd go home.
What? Japan? Why do you have to go to Japan then?
Well, because it's the antipode of my home address is Botswana, so it didn't matter what direction I went in. I was still going to be on a plane for like 56 hours. So I would usually, whenever I took a trip to Kinshasa, I'd go through the U.S. one way, and then instead of going back the way I came, I'd just keep going all the way around. So I've been fully around the world about 8 times.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Oh my God!
And entirely because my dad thought it would be cheaper to fly me to Africa every summer than it would be to hire a translator there. He was like, I'll get you French lessons.
Well,
And
that's
I'll
genius.
take you to Congo with me.
Absolutely.
And
That's
I'm like,
genius.
I'm 9. What do you?
Just so everyone knows in the space, Robert Fishko is like the Haki Swahili is far better than mine. Like I cannot believe this. And you know, imagine I lived in Dar for almost 2 years. The only word I know in Kiswahili, and this is shocking, the only word I know is habari. I'm like, you know, everyone faults me for this. I'm sorry, Zags. We really digressed. International nouns. It's been amazing. It's been amazing. All I have to say
Naomba
is
Kiswahili kidogo tu.
and all I have to say is okay, you know what, we digress, but all I have to say is I think Nouns Africa, and if we can, I don't know if we can tweet if I can pin a tweet up here, but we're really building out Nouns Africa. I think the vision for Nouns is clear, and I like this concept of this whole decentralized governance, is that we're building off ideas that were Prop 42, Prop 1, Prop. It's like you have all these amazing ideas that were funded by this amazing community, and you can just replicate them. I think one of the key things when we go to school, a lot of people tell us, like, you know what, copying is bad. But now with, you know, Nuggles, it seems like copying, which is free to copy, CC0, could be one of the best things that rocks this planet. And you know, we've been talking about like Kinshasa. One of the key things I like about Kinshasa is the biggest, and you know, this is a wild idea. You know, one time I tweeted it out, and you know, but it's a wild idea. But think about this: is that within Nouns governance, you could fund the Industrial Revolution in Africa. Think of for those who have studied history, know what the Industrial Revolution is and what can happen. But
I actually am working on that.
oh my God, you gotta let me know.
I do own a steel mill in Maluku.
Oh no! Oh my God! I know where we've been. Oh my God, this is crazy. But just simple ideas like a no-go fucking dam on the Congo River can literally just give birth to
Did you hear about the Cité de Fleuve? That project they were going to do, and then the Cité de Fleuve that they were going to build between Brazzaville and Kinshasa. Did you hear about this? It was like 10 years ago.
Oh my goodness! Are you kidding me right now?
It was so funny. So they were going to build. The Congolese government had this incredible, kind of stupid idea that they were going to use the steel mill at Maluku. Basically, all it does is convert scrap metal into rebar. And if it got up and running, which it didn't because the government is horribly corrupt and we got like 6 ministers of industry fired, and it's a long story. But they they were going to build like how they have in Dubai, how they build the custom islands. They were going to build one of those in the middle of the Congo River, linking Brazzaville and Kinshasa, so you could drive between the two of them. But in the middle would be like its own like luxury city. And this was a plan that the two governments had with each other for years. I don't know what happened to it. It might still be happening.
But let me ask something, and I'm so happy we're talking about this. Do you think we could do this with Nouns?
That project, no, but I do think I would have to look more into how things are going over there. I haven't talked to Jackie in forever, but I think what would be possible with Nouns is there's an entire short history lesson, majorly abridged. When RDC was the Belgian Congo, there were a bunch of white businessmen came in, built a bunch of things. And then there was a regime change and all of them got kicked out. And they built these, all of this, they had all these state-of-the-art factories, their state-of-the-art equipment. You know, steel processing equipment, for instance, doesn't update often. So all of this is just sitting there because there's no budget to pay people to use them. So because people can't be paid for those, they have to, find food because Moluku is way out in the middle of nowhere. And there are pockets of exactly this happening all over the country where there are factories, the infrastructure exists, there's just no funding. So on that level, I think at some point it's something Nouns could actually do. I don't know what the numbers involved would be. I don't know how that would be navigated legally speaking, because there's a lot you have to do with,
yeah,
dealing with all of the ministers.
TIA. This is Africa. This is that.
I am
But
so
really, to add
sad
on,
that his dad died. This one of the guys that was working on this project with me, we called him the Minister of Everything, because over the course of his political career, he was like the minister. He was like 6 different ministers, because he kept running, being minister, leaving his job and then running for a different ministry position.
just to get it done. And
He was the Ministry of Finance, he was the Ministry of Industry, he was the Minister of Agriculture. Like, he did everything at different points, and eventually he got to be Prime Minister. But we just called him the Minister of Everything because nobody could keep track of what he was Minister of at any given week.
Oh my God, this is crazy. So really, Robert Fishko, I really think, when you talk about Africa is, I really think Nouns, when you talk about like Nouns Africa, is one of those crazy. And I'm so happy to really talk to you about this and to be on such a space. So Akva, really Brazil is bringing in the heat. When you talk about Nasdaq, a lot of skate culture in Brazil. We're so happy to see how that's going to go down. And Africa is coming up. I'm going to set another date because Akva has been taking it to the next level. So I'm so excited. I'm sorry to jump into space and we just go off on a tangent. But InternaioNOUNS. So thank you so much for everyone. And I don't know if do you guys have any questions for me?
I do. I need to know what languages would be useful. So I know Swahili is an obvious one. Are there other languages for the website we're building? So we want to have onboarding materials and things like that translating into lots of languages. Are there others?
I think for what it's worth, we should have every single one.
Fair enough. Can I start with 3 or 4?
So sorry, I'm getting rugged a bit. A lot of people calling me. I'm on the phone. So you asked about languages. I really think Swahili is a good one, and your website, I really like this. Is that I've actually been thinking a place we could host Nouns Africa, really post events. So this is amazing. Thank you so much for this. I'm so happy that we at least can have a home. And I'm gonna try it out right now. And I've been seeing it on the TNS Soapbox. I'm so happy it's out. So we're gonna really give it a shot and see. But for languages, man, Robert Fishko, what do you have to say about this? Africa has like 1 billion languages. We have
Swahili is going to be the main one because all of the others are kind of insular. They're not really used that much. English is going to do fine. French is used in a lot of pretty much everywhere English isn't. And we've already got French.
Yes, Francophone countries, Anglophone countries. So I think English, French, Swahili. Which other one do we really like has a huge the Ethiopian language? What is it called, Robert Fishko? Aramaic. Yeah, Aramaic. Because the reason why I care about that is it's like they have a whole
Amharic.
Amharic. Oh, Amharic. Yeah. That one makes sense.
That one I don't speak.
There's a friend of mine who hit me up. Like, we've been sharing our stories of what's happening in the Nouns. We just want a proposal to do. We just want a proposal to do, a Nouns cleanup in our city. It's kind of huge. I don't know who I think I'm gonna have to talk to someone because when something now involves governments and Nouns, I think we have to now really look on the legal side. What happens after that? So I'm excited to see how that goes. But the key thing, we're talking about like a proposal to translate the Nouns website, the Nouns main website. And like right now it has English and Japanese. So having it in Swahili, this is something Robert Fishko has been working on. So I really hope we could work out something like translating it in the different languages. I mean, imagine all the Spanish people, Spanish-speaking people who are in this community, and our main website is actually not in Spanish. I mean, how many people could we proliferate to? Sorry, my English. With that, so I don't know. I just think these are great ideas that we are playing with that could change people's lives with all these proposals we're putting on chain, all these things we think don't, maybe it's just proliferating a couple of glasses, a couple of noggles. It turns out we're changing other people's lives. So I don't know. It's really shaking me to my bones and saying like, okay, what do we want to do with this? And I'm so happy. I'm so excited to see where this goes.
Good. Well, InternationNOUNS is using automatic translators, and there are two of them, and they conflict a little bit. But they will. The goal here is to get everything written in English or a source language, and also translating well out into these other languages. So really, we need to have the document, whatever we need to teach people there, and then someone to just double check the translations and make corrections.
Getting a major echo on you there, Zards.
Oh,
but it's not from you. I think it might be from Davin. Davin, can you mute when you're not talking? Let's see if that fixes it.
Is that better? That's better. Better.
I don't think it's your mic. Here, hold on. Let's try again.
There we go.
There we go. It was coming from Davin's mic then.
Anyway, so goal being to produce it in English in a way that translates well to the other languages. The nouns DAO code has to be manually done each time, so it's a little more complicated to do it from there, although it's a wonderful long-term goal. But the InternationNOUNS is something that we can get going immediately. We just need to write the pages and auto-translate and test them for the different languages. And that already does have, in the drop-down box, several of the African languages, too. So that's pretty interesting. In the Discord, I have to set them up manually, but there are like 60 languages, I believe, we can do in there, which is exciting. And so I'll be.
See, I'm tempted to ask for obscure languages. Like I just want to put Rosa in there.
Do it. You have admin.
Oh right, I can just do it.
Yeah. So for the Discord, I can do like add a few a week or so. But there's a lot of setup for each language category that you have to replicate the general and things like that. And I'm not really sure what channels we're going to really want under there too. And I've also set up a place for CCO, art, and music, and for Nounish collections, international NFT collections. So that's pretty cool.
By the way, if you want to join the Discord, there is, I think we both...
I got it pinned finally, sorry.
we both did. But look at the first link on the Jumbotron at the top of the... I have been spending too much time around Zach. At the top of the spaces, and you can see the Discord link as well as the link to the website.
And those are pinned links, and we'll post those on the InternationNOUNS Twitter in just a bit also, so that make sure everybody can get it. And thank you, Peace, for mentioning that, because we had not gotten it pinned yet. Awesome.
Yeah, boy!
So just to do a recap, we are broadcasting from the Noun Square on a Soapbox, which is something that the Noun Square started 2 weeks ago. And any community can talk to the Noun Square and get set up with their own. It's at a set time and day each week, broadcasted from the main Noun Square account. So it's wonderful.
But by the way, our Psych Dre also got in touch, and he wants to do a Spanish language one. So we're just settling on a day and time. So
wonderful.
Yeah, we'll have something for next week or possibly the week after with him.
Cool.
Secretary has also been helping out a lot in the Food Nouns Discord, and by helping out a lot, I mean lighting a fire under my butt to make international channels, which is helping.
Well, yeah, or you can get the, yeah. I think I like the way that this translate bot allows you to just choose a flag and translate any post into your own language. Because
yeah, it's
you can't really
even
have
if
like a
you're
whole.
not really interested in InternationNOUNS as a community, let's seriously check out the Discord. Czar just did some, I don't know, magic with this. I'm literally I am a professional Discord mod. Like I literally my career is built on knowing how to use this program. I have no goddamn idea how this was set up.
I'm really sad to see that BK did a cat dance and it translated as cat dance instead of sending the emoji. So there's some little things.
There's going to be some kinks, yeah.
But the thing is, like for a regular Discord, just being able to translate the post you want, because really people who speak other languages are excluded from almost all of the English channels, and that bums me out. And so that would allow someone of any language to drop into the channels and translate whatever they want to see, which is cool. And then we have one that's set up where it just translates back and forth, like me and a team member who speaks Tamil. So we've got that one channel set up to do English and Tamil. So one of us posts in our own language and it translates to the other. And it's amazing. It's just incredible. And the way that we have it set up for the language channels in InternationNOUNS, you just sit in your own language channel and it's just like everybody's speaking English to you. It's amazing. Very fun. Anyway, fun times. Right.
Yeah, just want to like add in. I think that's a pretty powerful tool. So thank you. To the Noun Square for hosting us here with International Nouns, and thank you for maintaining that Discord server and creating such tools to, break barriers.
Yes, it's a pleasure. I don't like the barriers. So it's wonderful. And thank you for dropping into the Discord. And I've got channels in there for anybody who wants to learn to add stuff to the website. One of the auto-translating channels is about just that. And I imagine we'll probably do some work sessions during the week for people who just want to, pound it out and dive in, and where I can screen share and we can figure things out together. And it's wonderful. Thank you also for coming. Did anybody else have anything they wanted to share before we close out?
Momo Saba ni参加してください。あなたともっと多くの言語を練習したいです。Listen, if I know somebody speaks a language, I'm using that as an excuse to speak it. I can't help it.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you everybody for coming. This has been really wonderful, and I look forward to seeing you next week and in the Discord. Oh, hey! I'm glad. Thank you, Rebecca.
Well, a brief short greetings from Japan, and it's 2 a.m. here, so I'm sleepy a bit.
Oh my God, go to sleep.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. This show is so wonderful, and I'm so glad to hear many voices from all over the world who love announced things. So I'm looking forward to checking international nouns like United Nations. United Nouns in the future.
Oh.
Yeah. So
I like that.
So yeah, a brief greeting is over. Sorry. Okay, I'm sleepy. Sorry. You are welcome. Is it Robot Fish Girl?
Yes.
Okay. I know your relevant is Japanese. Your grandmother is Japanese, I think. Okay. So I'm thinking that many Japanese speak English more, but
Yeah.
somehow it's only me in the Japanese Nouns DAO Discord who who has time to um, join uh, join English Twitter space. So
Mm.
uh, am I make sense? My English.
Yes.
You're fine.
Your English is perfectly fine. Your English is better than my Japanese.
Yeah, I'm okay with listening to English, but speaking not good. So, but okay, but it was fun. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Hey, Zargs, have you heard of Babelfish before?
Yes.
I just realized I think Robot Fish Girl is the fish.
It could be true.
Not quite. I'm getting there. I will get there eventually.
I have not checked out Babelfish in a long time.
I don't even know if it's still a thing, but I was willing to bring it up for the joke.
I would be lying if I said that wasn't part of the influence for the name.
Apparently.
Ooh.
Because this is not the first time I've been called that.
It was replaced by Bing Translator. How about that?
Oh, it is gone, eh? Hey, I'm really dating myself here. Hey, have you guys heard of Dogpile Search?
I love Dogpile.
Oh,
Alta Vista? That was the shit.
It was the shit. The ability, because it gave you back things to include and exclude. That was just amazing. And Google has just trashed that.
Remember when Yahoo Search had an insurmountable lead and then somehow managed to shit the bed?
I do.
Even I remember that. That was fairly recent.
Alta Vista was my go-to, though.
That is a sentence. All right. Is there anything else that we wanted to go over?
Yeah, I think that's it. I really appreciate everybody coming out. This has been a really wonderful day. And Toady, thank you so much. And Toady, I thank you because I know you were slammed today. I love you, baby. All right, music
Sorry,
out.
what was that?
I was appreciating you.
No, I'm just kidding. I heard you.
See how you are?
I heard you all too clearly.
Oh.
I love that. I love that so much.
All right. Well, we are going to shut it down, and I thank everybody again for coming, and I hope we'll see you next week and in the Discord.
Thank you for hosting.
Yeah.
All right. That is way too slow. Hang on. That's better.
Get it, girl.
I'm gonna put people to sleep with music like that. All right. Thank you everybody for joining us, especially that dog.
Does the translator work on dog growling?
Not yet, but give me time. And a crayon. If we get it to work on dog growling, do you think it'll work on the POAP sound? on the organic POAP. I didn't have set music, so I'm definitely just playing a Final Fantasy soundtrack. Felt right. I don't know.